What if Julius Caesar and Cleopatra had united not just their power, but their love and their empires? What if the greatest conqueror of Rome and the most brilliant queen of Egypt had built a dynasty together, and their son, Caesarion, had inherited both worlds? Imagine a reality where Caesar never fell to the daggers of betrayal, and instead rose to rule the world alongside the Queen of the Nile. This is the story of a world that never was, but could have been. Julius Caesar, the man who conquered nations and bent the Senate to his will. Cleopatra, the goddess queen of Egypt whose beauty and brilliance could move empires. Together, they would have been unstoppable. Their marriage would not just have been a union of hearts, but of civilizations. The disciplined might of Rome fused with the divine mystique of Egypt, and their son Caesarion would have been the living bridge between two worlds, half Roman, half Egyptian, destined to be seen not just as a ruler, but as a god. Imagine Rome's legions thundering across continents while the wisdom of Egypt guides their path. The libraries of Alexandria would become the mind of the empire, while the Roman legions became its iron fist. The world would move faster, ideas, science, and power flowing as one. Caesarion would grow surrounded by philosophers, generals, and priests, learning not only how to rule, but how to be worshipped. Yet every rise carries the seed of conflict. The Senate would despise Cleopatra's influence. Rome's old guard would whisper that Caesar had sold the Republic to a foreign queen. The purity of Roman blood would be questioned, and as Caesarion came of age, the question would echo through the empire: is this a man or a god pretending to be human? If Caesar had lived, he might have declared himself the first king of Rome, or even the first emperor. With Cleopatra at his side, Egypt's divine bloodline would merge with Roman power, forming a new kind of rule, half divine, half political. The capital might have moved east to Alexandria, making it the beating heart of a new world. The Mediterranean would no longer be divided between east and west. It would become one empire, one destiny. But divine empires rarely stay pure. Power corrupts and god-kings fall. Perhaps within a generation, Caesarion's heirs would fight among themselves, Rome's military discipline clashing with Egypt's priestly intrigue. The empire could fracture into chaos, its own greatness consuming it from within. Or perhaps it would stand for centuries, uniting Africa, Europe, and Asia under a single throne. And if that happened, history as we know it would never have existed. There would be no Augustus, no Pax Romana, no rise of Christianity to fill the spiritual void of a fallen Rome. Why worship the Son of God when the Son of God's already ruled the earth? The Renaissance, the Crusades, the very birth of modern Europe, all of it might vanish beneath the golden sun of a Greco-Egyptian empire that never fell. Maybe humanity would have advanced faster, science, art, and culture forever nurtured under Alexandria's light. Or maybe it would have frozen under divine tyranny, trapped in endless worship of an immortal bloodline. Every empire falls, but what happens when the ruler is seen as a god who cannot die? History often turns not on armies or empires, but on a single heartbeat that stops too soon. If Caesar had lived, perhaps the ancient world would never have ended. Perhaps we would still live in its shadow today. So, what do you think? What if Julius Caesar and Cleopatra had created a dynasty that ruled the world? Would it be a golden age or a divine nightmare? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking what if histories. And if you have your own question, your own what if, let us know in the comments below. Your support gives us the strength to keep rewriting history.